Are we live? Hello. Is it Friday? Are we here? Are you here with us? And are you having a wonderful Friday so far? I hope that you are. We've already been Fridaying it up live style all day. It's been Friday all day, guys. And I am so excited that you are here. I'm excited that I am here. And I'm excited that we have a special guest this evening. So, Blind Squirrel Rocks is in the house. Allison is here. Sandmaker is here. Melissa is here. The marvelous and wonderful off Yoraka is hoppity hopping up into this place. We've got, did I say Allison? Allison is here. Hey, Stein Kearns. To y'all. So excited. So crazy. Stein Kearns. May the very best of the mooses be looses with uses. And to that, let's all have a drink. Woo! It is time to get zoned. That Opal guy, good to see you. And who here is zoned? They are wondering right now. I like it. And also asking who here has hit the like. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And Tiger Eye is here. Good evening, wonderful people. And good evening, most wonderful Tiger Eye. Thank you so much for becoming a member today. I really appreciate it. I saw that. I saw what you did. Thank you. And Sandmaker. Yes, it is. And we are. So profound. I love it. We're all so full of something, maybe wise. Who knows what it is? Fried eggs. Ken is in the house. Good to see you. And he is announcing that Lisa is showering, but will be here when she can. All right. I like that. I like that news. That sounds good. Sonia is here. Good to see you. And Ryan also here. Spot is here. Weren't we just chatting here a moment ago? Doesn't it just seem like today? Not just yesterday, but also today, and maybe the day before that. All right. Um, and also Spot is saying I be zoned. It's a good thing, right? And Afiraka is officially asking, "How is everyone today?" We all want to know. Don't keep us in the dark about it. We have a wonderful show set up for you this evening. We are going to be delving into the microzone. And that means fire up your microscopes and let's get ready to rumble, perhaps, or mumble or ramble around in the small things that we love about our rocks. And looks like Lisa is here. She can and will sooner than we ever dreamed possible. Definitely not wise. Whoa, that's close enough to thumbs up. All right, excellent. And we have the definitely not wise. What are you talking about? You be one of the wisers, I think. Cindy is here. Hello. Hello. To you. And inquiring minds must know, says off your rock. I didn't do that right. Inquiring minds need to know, right? We must. Uh, and so it's so good to see you all. And Blind Squirrel Rocks is giving me the 5x5 in the zone. I dig it. I dig it. Thank you so much for the feedback. And I'm sorry, Cindy is saying that her Friday started with a flat tire. Oh no! Friday flat tire day. I don't think that's as good as Taco Tuesday at all. So I highly recommend not. Did you guys just see that that little gnat go by? I've got a gnat, and it's got me dancing. So if you see me like spasmo, it's just the gnat. It's, find your inner gnat and you can spaz and, you know, do interesting dance maneuvers with me. Okay, so I just thought I'd give you guys a little heads up. It might be a zanier, freaky Friday, flat tire day than we'd all maybe even want to see. So I'm sorry, Cindy. I hope uh, that your tires are inflated. May your tires be inflated and your day be nicer from here on out. Would be that. Um, Jenny is in the house. Good to see you, Jenny. And some of you might have missed earlier, but you'll have plenty of opportunities to watch the live stream that we did earlier today, where we worked on this little superstar right here. Bop. And doesn't it look different with this lighting? It's like not at all as exciting and incredible. The color fidelity is not as great with that computer camera, but you can see it's already even like starting to take a little bit of a shanola there. We were on the Black Nova, and as time would tell, and the misty mist of the coastline started schwitzing on me, I decided it was time to pull the plug on the live. And we didn't get very far with it. So we'll be doing some more probably tomorrow. And yet it's already looking pretty good. So fairly excited. Whoa, Cindy, Cindy, Cindy. Stuff is about to get real. Yeah, I love it. Let me look, I know where the bell is. That's a vigorous ringing for you. And the gnat even showed up in the picture just for you, feeling like it's got a sponsorship. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate that. Um, that will go perhaps to a gnat homeless shelter that will open on the outside of my house, because this isn't a great place for that thing to be living. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. And we will keep it going tonight because, like I said, we have a very, very special guest. And that very, very special guest is going to come up out of the chat and lay onto your eyeballs the most splendor, magnificent, colorful mineral microscope show that you could ever imagine possible this Friday evening. How's that? A new toy for our friends. And so, thanks again, you guys. You are the very best with your support. You know, it goes to a great place, and everybody's given her big, big love for her generosity. Love that. And hey, Kyle's in the house. He heard a bell. Yes, he did. And Bob is in the house too. Hey, Kyle, how's it going? And I did want to also make an announcement. If Rufotris rooted rockhound, I'm going to go ahead and get the tongue tying out of the out of my mouth early on in the evening, hopefully, is planning a premiere for the latest video coming out of that studio. And so maybe when we see him in the chat, we can find out when that premiere is going to be. It's going to be tonight, he said, and it was going to hopefully be right after this show. So we will see about that. We can all move from here and then over to his premiere, which would be super duper cool. So if you guys see him in the chat, go ahead and give me a heads up and ask him what that plan might be. Bruce Springsteen. That's funny. And we've got, I'm wondering if Allison's got any music that she's gonna be playing over the weekend. That was super cool. If you missed her live stream, she was going over some lyrics of a very cool song, and that did get me started listening to some of that. That was very, very cool. Thank you for sharing that, Allison. Gotta love the songs, the cool and witty ones. The next show is on the 24th. Very, very cool. I hope that you get lots of strumbling in that evening and before that. We've got Papa's Gems here as well. Did I say hi to Papa's Gems? I think I did. Did anybody else enter that I didn't see? I don't know. Okay. um, so Kyle is actually talking about something very cool that is going on at the World of Rockhounds official studio. And so I'll put this up. Not that one. Although that's nice too. Music does rock. Man, if you guys could see all the pretties that are set up outside right meow. Not my stuff, but there's so much cool stuff. I only spent 33 bucks. And so, yeah, I saw some pictures of what was going on. It's got a gem show going on basically at the World of Rock Hounds headquarters. So, if you are in the area of Corvallis, then you should check it out if you could. And I would go there if I could as well. Although we are getting our truck fixed. So that's not going to happen. Not this weekend anyway. Howdy to y'all and to yours truly from John. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. It's always good to see you. Thank you. And I hope that you've been working on some cool music as well, sir. We've got some of his cool fashioned music for at the very, very end of our show tonight. And what we are going to do, boy, I had so many plans, and they are a little bit. We're just utterly sidetracked by those plans. So earlier today we did a live. We did work on that chalcedony, and I was going to show you on the Microscope some of the stuff that we still needed to do because it was hard to see. What I'm going to make an attempt for instead, though, is we'll get this on the stage real quick. And here's the thing here. And this is a better view than we had before. And so we're just going to take a quick look, and then we'll get our guest on the stage here. So what we still need to do, this is a piece of Gemfield chalcedony, and these nails were done at the beginning of the session, except for I rolled over it a few times with the Nova points, and they did unpolish my polished fingernails. But yeah. So any place where you see some white frosting, I was trying to make frostings on my faceted gems before, and I don't want frosting here. So in that divot there, and on the ridge line, we've got some stuff, and I want to take that hard edge out of that spine that's on the ridge line. And we have some, frosting down here that we need to take away. And around on this side, a little bit of a hard line there too. You can see the white frosting on that even better from over here. That kind of shoulder right there of the girdle. Oh my gosh, Soul Adventurist. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh. Let me show this. Super. Thank you for the super sticker. Let me ring that bell. That's the ozone bell right there. All right. You didn't know you were going to get an up close and personal look at it, did ya? All right. That wheel was all set to look at because actually that opal guy was hoping to see the nova points and stuff like that underneath the microscope. Now, while our guest is on, I might fiddle faddle and see if I can't get my microscope up, but it for some reason isn't wanting to talk to my computer. And that's how plans go sometimes. Sometimes you get a flat tire on Friday, and sometimes when you're planning the microzone, your microscope won't talk to your computer. That's just what happens. And it's okay. We'll take one on the chin. We've got a fabulous guest who's going to help us. So, anyways, you can kind of see the places on this stone that still need to be taken care of. And I was talking about the texture, the pebbly texture. Well, the back is still completely undone, so pebbly texture all over the back that you can see. And so, anyways, those of you who are just getting started with doing the hand polishing, you can kind of, I think it's a good thing to have a look at the different stages. And so this will be a super fun terrain filled free form cabochon when we get done. And you guys will be sitting here watching the whole thing go down. And so once again, thank you so much, Cheryl, for your very, very kind and wonderful generosity. And that will be going to seeing if I can't get a better translator in between my computer and my microscope, for goodness sakes. All right. So we'll take that. And check my feed. Check my feed. Check my feed. What feed? Which feed? Lisa, check my Karen's comments, take 2. Check my feed. I'm waiting. You're very welcome. And Frosting and Soul Rock so much. And whose music did you say will be played? Another musician here. Jenny, Allison is the full-on awesome musician. And we have Kurt in here. That was for Soul's donation. Got it. Yeah, I was just yammering. But I'll catch it. You guys. And so, anyways, we'll have a look at the different gem embeddedness of the tools on the next time, or if I can go ahead and get the hookup this time. But for now, I think it would be super cool to get rid of my desk and get our, let's see, just going arbitrarily through that feed that I was losing track of, that Lisa's helping me keep an eye of. And I will be plucking out anybody. Oh, wait, this person.
Hey!
Guys.
How you all doing? And I came prepared for Cindy and for Cheryl.
Oh my gosh. You outbelled me hardcore. That's awesome. 9 curtains to that big bell. I'll just have you like sitting, on every live stream, just waiting. You can be the bell guy.
It's going to come at unexpected moments. Anytime I'm happy.
Right, it just goes off.
Like a golden retriever with his tail and tongue.
That's great. It's just like, Tourette's, but with a bell. Just ring it. I like it. Yeah, everybody, ring that bell, Ken. All right, that's it. I'm gonna have to up his bell. I'm gonna come back with a great big gong behind me.
Oh, you don't want to try to outdo me. I can go bigger.
Oh, Ken's like, oh, go big or go home.
That box right there. Can't get to it though.
All right. I might bring like one of my crash cymbals downstairs from the kit or something. Oh, right. Dueling drummers is going to happen right here.
Great big old one, hammered.
Yeah.
He's like 60 years old.
Oh, nice. Is it like one of the Pisces, or is it do you know what kind?
I don't. It's just mostly flat with the little UFO thing in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's like voting for the gong. Karen needs the gong. It could be like a multi-use thing, because like I can gong because you guys are so awesome, and then there's also the gong, like the Gong Show, right? Like when somebody gets yanked off the stage with like the hook.
Check your
So
spelling, Cindy.
um and uh, did somebody else also just enter? Chris is here, and hopefully you're feeling better, and thank you so much for coming. And we are, hey Chris, wait, where are you? Boop, boop, boop. Just keep it going. And if you weren't there, then never mind, but if you were there, you know. Okay. And so, Mr. Ken, why don't you tell us what it is that we have in store?
Well, for my birthday this year, Lisa Largent, the love of my life, got me a microscope. And it turned
Oh,
into a huge, huge thing because the first one didn't hook up to the computer, and then there were manufacturing issues with one. So we tried a different model, which wasn't nearly as cool as we were led to believe. And then fifth microscope, fourth model is now on my desk, plugged in, and we're ready to go.
oh my gosh. Are we sure?
I can see it. I can touch it. I could lick it, but I choose not to.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Let's prove it. Is that a sighting?
That is a sighting. Before you do that, I hit present. Can you throw that up on the screen?
A what?
Present screen. I hit that a little while ago.
This one?
That's the one. That's what we're
Okay.
looking at. That's the whole stone. And then you can get rid of that. That is a Botswana agate. We're going to zoom right into that close view that we just had.
Okay. And so we're going to do this and remove that, and we're going to make that one big. And we're going to do it because it wants to so badly. There we go. We're going
You
to,
don't want to see me
there.
big. There we go. All right. And
It's like
I got this
Hollywood
one out.
squares.
I got this one out first. There's not a ton going on in it. It's cool, but I saw John step into the studio, and this one's just for you, John. I'm gonna have to zoom in. We're gonna lose focus for a second. But I saw this, and like, I got to show that to John. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna focus, which is why I have two computers going on right now, so I can see that better.
He's juggling
And the
computers,
truth
folks.
is out there.
Wow.
I got me a little UFO in the clouds.
Oh, look at that. Look at that, everybody. How
I
cool.
so thought of John Saucer Hunter when I saw that for the first time. I think.
See, John is everywhere. He's in that saucer.
He is. Let's zoom right in on that.
And welcome in, Sierra Hounder. Very cool. I love how
Right.
close we can get with your microscope. That's fantastic.
Just my lights because it's the lens over it. But this is a really cool one because it's got two types of platelets. You can see the little red platelets. Get my pointer in there. Dinking around all through there. And the bigger white ones all floating around. So it's got red and white blood cells. There's the red platelets right there behind that cloud.
Nice. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. And I like the forts that you can see in the horizon behind the saucer.
Yeah. And there's all the different cloud layers that it's flying up above, too.
Oh, yeah.
And
Wow.
I like that little spot right there.
That looks like a lenticular cloud right there with the, yeah.
I remember the first one of those I saw sitting over Mount Rainier. I was looking at it like, what is that thing?
You know they're UFOs. Like they tell us that they're lenticular clouds, but I don't believe them.
No, I don't believe them. They're lying to us.
That's right. The truth is out there, man.
Whoever they are, I want to believe.
Yeah, the theys.
The they. I want to believe.
Yeah.
There's actually another one down there too, way underneath. There's the mothership.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see all the really cool platelets down in there too. Yeah, that's totally a lenticular cloud / UFO.
Uh-huh. That is.
Yeah, I brought that one just in case John showed up because I wanted to show that to him. Yeah, there's not a ton going on in it, but that's neat. I got
Yo,
UFOs.
Joseph, good to see you. Thank you for coming. And Joseph votes igloo. So I like that.
I like it too. All right, so let's get on to a really fun one. I saw Ma was asking, what is the background? Well, this is the background. Let me actually pull that up. Which number is it again? E1.
So are you doing like the coolest thing for me ever and running your own slideshow?
I am. I
You
didn't
are
think I was going to be
so
able to do it.
rad.
Okay, there's the present thing again. If you want to present that screen,
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Oh, let's trade
there
with
it
you.
is. This is a nicely tumbled. Oh, I even orient it the correct way. Nicely tumbled piece of Arizona petrified wood.
Okay,
Isn't
and
it pretty? I'm gonna zip
nope,
that back out a little bit.
get back up there. Add to stage. There we go.
Zoom.
I'm going to keep it super interesting and a short attention span theater for you guys by flipping around the little squares on your screen with us in it, like if every possible configuration you could possibly ever desire. And so, what do you want?
I'm pointing at you and I'm pointing at the screen. I don't know. Am I
Oh
pointing
yeah,
the right
yeah,
direction?
you're doing so good. It's like
All
the
right.
Brady Bunch.
It is. All right. So there's the whole one we're going to look at. I've got it zoomed in. We're ready to go.
Okay, and so you are ready to go, and therefore we want to add that and get rid of that and
That's
put
so weird how it overlays on itself.
yeah. Well, it is thinking that it's a different kind of thing, um,
There we
which
go.
is mysterious, cryptic, and doesn't need to be explained.
I'm just looking at
So
this on the with the background of itself behind it.
yeah,
Kind of
we are
automating the light.
definitely in the same world. So tell us, what species of what are we looking at here? Because some people are taking guesses and they're right.
Yeah, it is. It's Arizona petrified wood. I don't know what species of wood. I think there's actually enough cell structure there that somebody wanted to, they could go and look.
Weak bell for the winning
You got a bell?
winning guess. He's holding his
Ready.
wallet. Get ready, everybody.
Like that guy in the Muppet Show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Need more cowbell.
We need more Ken Bell.
Yes, Ken Bell.
Have a
Ah,
fever.
nice.
So yeah, let's go touring around some Arizona petrified wood because this thing has got so much cool stuff on it. Oh my gosh, I love this rock. When I first got the microscope, I knew I was going to like it. This was the first piece I put under it, and like 2 hours later, I stood up. I did
Yeah.
not realize how much fun this was going to be.
Yeah, the the affliction is real, people.
It is. Pardon the dust, but let's get into. Let me just brush that off real quick.
Yeah, you don't need a UV light to see that.
No, you do not. Let's get into some fun pockety areas.
You can literally see the phylum. Absolutely. That is the idea for sure. We are seeing all sorts of different cellular structure, which is the xylem actually. And I think that the phylum would be having to do with kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. No.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
Bob's
xylem is
rocks.
a lining of the bark or something like that. It's been so long since my
Oh.
school biology. There we go. There's everything. Look at all that cool stuff going on in there.
This one's from Bob, just for the Ken Bell. Ring that bell.
Ooh, we got a rebound.
I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Ken, and the Ken Bell, our new star of the show.
Oh my gosh. All right. This is so cool. So these little pockets up here, they look like they're hollow with those little bots. I gotta get my little pointer in there again. Gosh, my aim is amazing. But those are actually filled in with chalcedony.
Oh,
So
yeah.
chalcedony filled orange bots. I love this microscope. That little point right there would make me bleed if I touched it. And it just looks like it's flat.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah,
That is awesome.
unfortunately, if people are going to start shopping for these microscopes, one minor flaw, I can't say a flaw, thing to it, when it's hooked up to your computer, they do have like zooms and all that stuff. All your controls for the microscope are turned off once you plug it in and you're using it as a webcam. You can't do anything to zoom in, change magnification, stuff like that. It's all got to be manual. When you go into the menu, there's all sort of, you can change color settings, and contrast, and all that. All that goes out. But fortunately, with the model I've got, it's on a boom. And actually, I can show you that.
Let's see it. Ken, show us.
I was all nice and neat, and I kept my
earthquake cam.
All right. Sorry, I had all my extra cord. But these, over there, and I can look and see, have that straight up and down cylindrical boom with this thing on it. And these knobs here will raise and lower, and I can use that for fine focus. And then this one here will slide it, the whole thing, in and out, forward and back.
Nice.
The other models, this mast here is D-shaped compared to smooth, and it's on a ratcheting system, which is pretty much for looks only. I just unloosened the set screw and raised and lowered it manually. Sorry about all the earthquakes there. But it's a nice little setup, and I really like it.
Cheers, Rocky. Good to see you. And Melissa has claimed it. I think she was trying to claim the, I'm not sure, either the microscope or the specimen of the petrified wood from Arizona, or both. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Or both.
So what I have to do is...
So we'll start the auction at $1 million.
Seems low.
Seems low.
So what I've got to do with these to get zoom in is just raise and lower the whole stand, which is why I'm going in and out of focus. Now, when you've got it just as a microscope, I could have zoomed in with that manually instead of moving the whole thing. Just change the focal level of that. But hey, it works.
Oh, heck yeah, it does. We're enjoying this very much.
It's amazing how fine the focal length on this is. I mean, there's got to be, what, 1/10 of a millimeter difference between the top of that and the bottom of that bot pocket, and it still takes extra focusing. I love it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that is fantastic. Welcome in, Mom. Good to see you. And she says,
hey, Judy.
Yummy gummy bear rocks. Right? That's so edible.
Used to be, I'm not going to get into the long story. It was a temporary nickname. I was my little gummy bear.
Aw, are you sure we don't have time for a story? That's so cute.
Yeah, we don't have time for that story.
I'm like, yeah.
Talk amongst yourself. I got to stand up real quick here.
Okay.
It's allergy season, and I'm running into an issue.
Okay, so go carry on with the thing that you need to do.
Let me change that around a little bit.
Okay.
Focus, okay.
Pretty colors. Look at it. It's just like a field of aurora, guys. We'll just enjoy just the colors and things. I kind of like sitting back and having somebody else do the show. This is so awesome. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Ken, for coming. Oh, wow. Look how wild that is. That is so cool.
There's the zone of all the brecciated wood, the different colors, the chalcedony, the bot pocket. This yellow stuff over here just looks like looks like little rows of corn on the cob.
Oh, it does. You know what? You can't unsee that, can you?
No, you can't. I figured I'd share. All right, I'll be back in a second.
Okay. All right. So, like I said, the bidding starts at $1 million. If you guys would love to have this beautiful specimen of rainbow wood from Arizona, and I'm sure that covers the shipping. And who else sees the corn or maybe some snake skin? Whenever I look at the cellular structure of this view of a wood, it always reminds me of like a knit sweater, and they all have like a different knit pattern. I love that so much. Yeah, it's psychedelic even. It is. We'll do this. And so, Mom, I'm glad that you made it. And Jennifer, I don't know if I said hi to you. We have the Jenny and the Jennifer. So welcome in, everybody. And it looks like Ken has made it back safely. and the allergies didn't attack.
No, they didn't. Okay. I fought back. It's
All
Florida. It's
right.
a stand your ground state.
Excellent. That's what the bell is for. It's the ring bell.
It
Fight
is.
us. Take your corners.
All right, let's look at some other places on this rock.
Okay.
All right, where's some other good ones?
Like it's all good. So
Yeah, it
that's one of the
is.
things that like I really feel is kind of fun about when you're doing like a microzone tour is actually kind of cruising around slowly, and it's like when we should start humming ambient music or having John on the show so that he could do some ambient music for us and just enjoying those druzy pockets that are there. I mean, that's so
Yeah.
amazing. They're all shining back up at us.
This one, the one in the middle, my point up there, it's so hard to figure out exactly where that is. There we go.
Is that a
Is
tiny dead head in the corner, blind squirrel rocks?
what did he say?
Is that a Grateful Dead head in the corner? Well, yeah, Ken obviously has a Grateful Dead
Well,
head in the corner.
yeah. And today is August 9th, the final day of Days Between.
Ah, yeah.
This is the anniversary of the passing of Jerry Garcia, just so
Yeah.
everyone knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We miss you, Jerry.
We do miss you,
Yeah.
Jerry.
This is just so bloody cool because that, there we go, is actually little druzy crystals on top of those orange bots, like in that one right there.
Yeah.
And this one here is just druzy with no bots. And so it goes for that nice transition of, back there, gosh, it's 1/10 of a millimeter, Ken. Why can't you find it? Bots and druzy, just druzy, which I thought was
Amazing.
really cool to have that transition in those zones like that.
It really is. You know, when you get a closer look, you start wondering about the actual creation of the rock. How come this happened right here and it didn't happen over here? You know, what circumstances were going on? It's so fascinating.
Yeah, some of it is the wood was cracking and the chalcedony fluid flowed in. And you can actually see what I think is a flow plume right there. It almost looks like you can tell the liquid is moving in that direction on that line right there. Maybe. Figment of my imagination too.
Well, it's so fun to, like I said, imagine and you know try to do some mystery, you know, sleuthing like that. Welcome in, Wild Heart. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, you can see where all the wood got broken apart. You can still see all the cell structure, and then the empty spaces in between filled in, and little bits started floating around, and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah,
I like
that is
how in that
so
lower
good.
corner down, where's my point? Come on, it's 1/10 of a millimeter across. I should find it bigger. How it turns kind of almost white down in that little area right there. Or I don't know if that's those cells filled in with chalcedony or what happened, but it's kind of neat, that one little bit of contrast.
Oh yeah. Fantastic. You know, this particular piece,
Like Manny said.
Melissa, yeah, was back there going, I need this in my life. You know, and it's again, you might have this in your life. It's just getting a closer look at something that you have and discovering whole new worlds. It's like another level of rock hounding, like rock hounding
It
in your
is.
rock. Yeah.
Yep. And I found something, we'll show it later on, yesterday in a little tiny rock. It's about the size of a little bit bigger than a dime. And I've looked at it half a dozen times. I found something totally new in there that I hadn't seen before. And it's so cool. It is so cool. I can't wait to show you that.
Baiting the hook a little
It
there.
is.
And you know, we're seeing in the chat questions or queries like how these colors, how the contrasts and that sort of thing. And those of you who are familiar with this particular material, this is natural. And so this isn't like, oh, well, somebody, you know, did a proper dye job on this or something like that. This is Mother Nature's tie-dye.
Melissa, Ma, you have no idea how bad I've been waiting to do that. I've had this thing for weeks, or had a microscope for actually a month and a half now, waiting to do an image dump until I was the surprise guest on Karen's. And we had so many microscopes come and go from a couple manufacturing errors and one that was just not nearly as good as build. And so, yeah, I've got like hundreds. I'm sorry. And the very first one that I'm going to put up is actually, I had one take to get it right. And I got it right. Karen's seen it.
Yeah, and we're so proud of you. Like, it was a heartwarming moment to get that take proper. And so those of you who are wondering what the heck we're talking about, if you're a bit new to this particular group, is that we have a Discord, and on that Discord, there's actually a microscope section that got incepted by gosh, who was asking for it? And we were like, yeah, that's such a bonus idea. Let's go ahead and pop a whole channel up just for the microscopy. And so not only can Ken just propagate that like wild, and you'll have like a bunch of this gorgeous microscope picture stuff to look at, but also if you are doing some of this work, also it could be a macro zoom on your camera, it could be through a loop, it could be however you achieve getting magnification. But please join us on the Rockhound Roundtable Discord, and then you can pop your magnified pictures into the microscopy section. We would love to have it. And it was Cynthia Foss. How could I ever?
I was about to say it was Cindy. I was just looking it up.
Yeah. You're scrolling around like, I know she's going to pop up and say. Awesome. Bravo, my darling. Yes. And so we have a dedicated section. And so everyone, join us on the not so dark side. You know, if you have, you know, the dark view, that's fine, and light view is good too.
Want to
all of it. We want it all. We'll take it all. It does look like gauze, right? I mean, like, or like I said, like a loose knit sweater or something, like some socks. Like I see fabric. I love how micro and macro things are so similar.
Now that you've said the gauze thing, all I can think of is those old, like the Aztec, when they find the fragment or the fabric fragments, and they look exactly like that when it's the coarse weave all in and out and they're in pieces. Yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah, or mummies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Totally. No, any macro magnified pictures. Not just micro. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Join us in the MicroZone. It's just about microscopy, and that includes magnification. I want everybody to be able to play. If you've got like an awesome close-up of something, you can come play. Heck yeah.
It's all about getting closer to your rocks.
It is. It is about a closer love situation to your rocks. So well put, Ken. Okay, I like this. Microscopy lapidary. Now there's a micro niche. Yeah, right? Mm-hmm. We are already such a small niche. I love that we can make it smaller and then take a really close look.
Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that one, and we'll pull something else in here.
Oh, gosh, we're going to miss you. Oh, it's been so soon.
In Discord. Join us. Before I do that, though, I want to show something that I've been doing here, because I'm having a lot of fun with this.
No way.
Much easier.
Cheers, love.
It's just water, but you know,
so good to see you. Oh, wait, here. Can you do it? No, cheers. Over here.
I'm trying to. Oh,
over here.
Think.
Cheers. Think. We can make it happen, you guys. We can. We have the
directions. We'll pick the right one eventually.
Right. There's only two directions. It's hard when you're on reverse. It is. It can be hard.
It is. And not paying attention.
What is she talking about?
A while ago, I mentioned them. These little free carpet samples from Home Depot. They have this black one with a really firm back, and I got a couple pieces of it just to make a little photo box. And that's why I take some of my photos in. But I figured out that if I cut them into squares, so I had extra pieces, and put poster tack on the back of them, they make excellent little mounting blocks to put a stone onto that you can just take on and off. So you can adjust it to keep it flat under your thing. And I got a metal stand in it. Since the carpet slides down, it slides back and forth and doesn't create any issues.
What? That is like such a cool hack. I love that. You're gonna have to will you write up a little something about that in the micro channel?
Yeah, it's just a piece of carpet sample, flip it upside down, put some poster tack on it, and that actually gives you the point. You know, because most of your stones, you need that flat surface to look at. If you got the poster tack under it, you can adjust it and get it just as level as you want.
That's so smart. I might do it anyway. That's amazing.
We have our moments. All right, this next one is so much fun.
And hey, Rufotris is here. And so, Rufo, are you going to be doing a premiere a little bit later this evening, like after we are off of this live? Tell us, we're all wondering. And John says that is indeed a genius hack, Ken. So
thank you.
Get in your propers.
We all have our moments. Chris, if you're around, I got something to show you on this later on really quick. It's really cool. One of the rocks you sent me is really fun.
Okay, and Rufo says, yes, I'll pop mine up as once this ends. And so, yeah, when you want to, when we're getting close, Rufo, if you want to like make the link, we can go ahead and share it if everybody wants to land there and hang out, or however you want to do it. But of course, we all want to go check out your latest video. And it looks like we have somebody else who just came in as well. Perhaps I am trying to see, did I miss somebody or not? Well, anyways, excellent. Go ahead, Ken.
Oh, okay. If you want to do that present screen again, I got the next piece up. You're going to recognize this one.
All
this
right.
was the.
Oh yeah. Fabulous.
This, when Kyle was first starting his sales, he had the Namibian pietersite, and Lisa gifted me this chip. It was the second piece I put under the microscope, and I stood there for like an hour because this one had a hidden surprise, and it took some hunting, and we found it. So go ahead and flip the scope screen. We'll just show this.
Indeed. So we'll do this, and we'll do this,
and we'll go.
Yeah.
Poof.
Wait for it. Not poofy yet. Yeah. And I would like to welcome Meg Mack in as well. Thank you for joining us. You got here just in time to slide into home base and see this lovely specimen.
This one's so much fun.
It is.
All right. So we're actually been pretty close. I'm going to back up a little bit, get a little bit more field of view. There we go. It's pretty, and what's really fun with the pietersite, since it's chatoyant, is as you move your lights around, you can get different color plays. I've got a couple series where I took like 15 shots of just the rock in one place, move the light a quarter of an inch, take a picture, it looks completely different, move the light a quarter of an inch. So I'll have like 15 shots of the exact same one with just the colors shifting as it goes from point to point to point. Which is
yeah. Well, and if you've got yet another light source, is kind of neat to move it around the rock while it's sitting still as well. A lot of faceted stones, if you watch videos of a stationary faceted stone that is changing its facet display, it's because somebody's moving that light, just kind of in a circular fashion around the stone. And so, yeah, enjoy your chatoyant stones this way. Oh, please.
They are fun. Yeah. These microscopes, this set comes with 2 mounted base lights. One of the production problems or manufacturing problems I had with the model was the LEDs were yellow for some reason. I had 2 different of the same model, and both of them came with a production flaw. The first one had a bubble in the lens, so there was this black dot you couldn't get, 2 black dots you couldn't get rid of, and the second one of the same model had yellow lights. And I would have gotten it again. Yeah, I would have gotten it again, but we found this one I've got here, so we're very, very happy.
Awesome.
From the same people. It's basically was the same price. It's just got a few more options than the other one did.
And I think that we can speak for everybody here that we're all happy with it. Like
Yes, we are.
everybody in the chat. Yeah. Super happy.
So anyways, I was playing around with this, and there's, it's red and yellow and blue chatoyancy, which is fun. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I saw those. And I said, what are those? Because those are squares. And
How are
they're
you?
not squares.
Yeah, one of these things
inside.
does not belong. They're not like the others.
I'm actually going to zoom right in on those a little bit more here.
Zoom a zoom.
There we go. Pull those back up. So I found those, and I went digging, trying to figure out what they were. There we go.
Ooh, yes. And
Isn't that cool?
Joseph says it looks like a wormhole stretching in space-time.
It is.
I was going to say Ken does control these things.
I do.
You know that?
Very small areas, but I do.
And those are little portals, guys.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to go through? Door number 1, door number 2?
Door number 3. All right. Can you go back to the present screen?
I can.
Because I went digging and I found that.
Look how smooth that segue was.
That was nice.
I can never do that again.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody can read the caption off on the side. These BSE images of Namibian pietersite show the replacement of barite by quartz, leaving only the outer rims of the crystals. So I'm willing to bet, since I've got Namibian pietersite with cubes on it, and GIA has got that, that's what I got going on now, which I am all sorts of happy about. So there's your micro rock hounding.
So what I think is so compelling about this exact thing that just happened here for Ken and everyone is that what you do is you end up taking a closer look at these rocks that you have, because you have, a super great zoom, or you have your magnifying glass, or even your jeweler's loupe, and you find an anomaly. And then you do some research, and then you learn this new thing about something that, might be rare about this thing that you already loved and now you love even more, or just about the minerals, about the mineral structures, something that you might train your eye and be able to see in something else. I just think that this is so cool. This is the pay dirt.
It is. It was so much fun, and I've still got that up so I can do this. And what was really cool was yesterday when Mr. Turtle Montana was putting up pictures of his rocks and that quartz conglomerate that he took a picture of.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that.
And I think I can go ahead and zoom in.
You can.
And drag that down. Boom. So Mr. Turtle Montana put that picture up yesterday of the quartz conglomerate. And I was sitting here taking pictures of this thing. I was like, man, I can't wait to show you this. So I got his permission, let him know I was going to be on. And there you go. So if he gets a chance to see this.
Wow.
There you go, buddy.
That is so cool. And we've got like the holy molies and stuff like that going on. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, these are the types of discoveries that just when you thought that rock hounding was like the coolest thing ever and rock collecting and all that, it goes completely, you level up completely with this.
Like in Mario, I'd take the mushroom. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Yeah, furiously so. So where did I just see that? Does that make it another level of Steinkern, or a variety of Steinkern? Yeah. Cheers. That's not what you meant, but I'm going to take it that way.
Yeah. And I wonder with those, with Mr. Turtles, because they're the golden color compared to mine are more of a clearish white, if there wasn't another mineral that came in and coated them at some point, like iron left some limonite maybe.
That's what it's screaming at me being.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I'm pretty good with saying something pseudomorph after barite.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe two pseudomorphs.
So
something came in and then that got replaced by something.
How many of you guys have something like this at home? Maybe check your rocks, or if you are having an aha moment right now, like, hey, wait a second, that wanted poster looks like the person that's living in my extra room or something like that, then
I have a story about that. Kind of, sort of.
Whoa.
I have been surrounded by a SWAT team, and it wasn't my fault.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's not the kind of like aha moment you want to be having at all.
No, I wasn't happy.
Uh,
I was not happy about that at all. Makes
wow.
it for an amusing story 30 years later, though. So,
And welcome in created rocks with Dan, the rock man. Using the microscope is like double rock hounding in our rock finds. Exactly. Yes. I invite you all to, especially, during the wintertime when we all get stoved up inside and we can't go hit our rock places and we get all grumpy. Yeah, just sprack out your microscope and go rock hounding in your rocks.
and that was
Yeah,
actually, I didn't flip back to my microscope magically. I had another picture of this one set up ready to go directly after that one from Mr. Turtle.
just amazing. And so we can gaze at that and think about a Martian colony on Jupiter, and then we can go on to the next thing while we're
Yeah,
gazing on that, if you'd like.
exactly. That's actually,
Perfect.
that picture right there is the background on my computer right now.
Oh yeah, I bet. And it's hard. Like you have your favorite image, and then again, you'll be like cruising through something on your microscope and be like, and take like I think that on my memory, you guys have been maybe keeping track of the fact that I had to make a bunch of space on my computer because it was full, and in order for me to make more videos, I actually had to take some stuff off of my computer.
Ooh.
And I realized that like I have a gazillion shots of microscope pictures. Like,
They add
I'll
up
take.
quick.
Oh, and here's another thing that some people do, and you guys might have caught some of currently rock hounding Jared's stuff about this, but if you've got like a another kind of camera and microscope situation, you can stack your images. And so because there's the range of your field, like say you've got a little bit of topography through a specimen where maybe there's a bug on the inside of an amber, and that's actually got like a few microns of depth that you would want everything to be crisp. You can stack your images, and so I would end up taking like 50 shots of the same image so that I could stack them and have the entire image be sharp. And so, yeah, that adds up super quick.
I bet you it does.
It does. And it's something that's noble and honorable to play with. Wow, that actually was smooth too. What am I learning?
All right, this one I'm pulling up because I think Rufo is still out there watching. This is the one I wanted to show real quick for him. Can you show up the present screen thing?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is a chunk of, Rufo sent me a box of stuff to tumble. There was some stuff in there that he had said he thought might be coprolite that I tumbled. And I had a little jar of them. And I pulled this one out yesterday to look at and discovered not coprolite. This is actually some sort of either plant or maybe a stromatopod. Go ahead and throw the scope view back up.
Dude, that's such a cool word. Right on. So a stromatopod. Wow, look at the structure
You can
on
see cell
that.
structures in there.
Oh
And the
boy,
linear,
howdy, you can. That's not
zoom in a
coprolitic.
little bit further here.
And okay, so we have some questions here. So here's a comment. We are going to need a micrometer bar scale in our future photos so we can compare sizes. I agree with that. Some of the programs do have a measurement tool that you can adhere. And Ken, you have something to say?
Yes. No. No. All these microscopes, the Link Micro, which is what I've got, there's a DL Cliv and an L, they're all made by pretty much the same people, and they run the exact same program called Microscope Measure. It hates all computers, and there is a very good chance, it really does, there's a very good chance of getting lots of bugs and ransomware from it. I went into, when I first got it and was having all sorts of problems hooking up to the computer, I went to a professional microscope forum, the people that look at you with your big microscope and go, oh, isn't she cute?
Yeah.
The ones that just like, wow, there were a couple of guys talking about their own scanning electron microscopes. But I found a
Oh, yeah.
forum talking about the microscope measure, and a guy's like, yeah, I went on, it wouldn't work for my computer. I contacted their help support. They sent me a patch. It wound up being ransomware, and I wound up having to spend like $250 just to get my data back.
Oh,
So the microscope,
no.
the microscope measure program that comes with all of those, it's super sketchy. Most computers won't even run it. And if you try to do some of the patches, you could get into big trouble. I actually got it to run on my computer, realized that it was running, and instantly closed it. I didn't want it open. And it's
Okay,
one of those
so
that once you install it, there's parts of it you can never get rid of again.
okay, so everybody take that as a definite hard no to that program if you go that route for your microscope, but also know that specifically for this digital microscope that Ken is talking about, like in the case of my microscopes, I usually buy them from Amscope.
Yes.
And they come with the Amscope program, or the program that belongs to the builder of the microscope, and you don't have to be afraid of that. And so I do want to clarify that just because there's a program that might come with your microscope that drives something like either the entire camera tool or the measurement tools or all that, like mine came with a stacker and everything that you'd possibly need, and like a little party, like I mean, so you have different levels, and so don't necessarily not do a something because one thing didn't work. I just want to be cautionary as far as that's concerned too.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
so, and we have some other questions before we go on. We have, how much does a microscope cost, has been asked a few times over, because I know that this is like whetting everybody's appetite. It's definitely something we all want to do. So do you have a quick question or answer for them there, Ken?
Yep. This one here and lots of others, they're around $100. You can go upward, but this whole like Link Micro, Aiden Star, Elcaliv, couple others, they're all the exact same machines with slightly different setups. They all come with this exact same boom or the other one that came. It's say $100. You'll get yourself a good one. You're going to want to watch out. A couple of them do not hook up to computer. That was where we ran to the first one. Couldn't even plug it into a USB port and use it as an external camera. And so that's where we started looking. Okay, this one says Windows compatible. This one's HDMI, et cetera, et cetera. So the first one we got, the only reason we changed it was I couldn't hook it up to my computer and do this. And that was a Link Micro just like this one. So make sure it says Windows compatible.
Okay, and so and also Ken is talking about the digital kind. And so there's like a myriad of different digital camera, or rather microscopes, that are out there that work and don't work, and that are awesome and that are not awesome. And so there's a fair amount of research apparently to be done. And as Rufo was saying, there's a lot of malware coming, as well as what Ken did testify to. And then, of course, there's the kind of microscopes that are the kind of more the kind that you expect to see. Like I'm just going to do this really quick. This is my boom microscope that is what you guys get to look through a lot of the time when I'm doing my microscopy. And then there's one in the bag back there that is also a lab microscope. But this is a big boom microscope that I also use to set my stones and that sort of thing. And so if you're looking at getting into like a microscope that is not digital, I've got a camera on it, and that's what's going on with that. That's going to put you back some dollars. And so I like no less than at least maybe half a grand. And so I think that this sort of thing is for everyone, and just get into it at whatever level that you feel like you can. It's totally worth it. If you want to spend $100, there's those handheld ones that are even less than that. I
Yep.
actually have one of those over there, and I was really happy with it because I could like take that out in the field and get like really close shots of things that I couldn't go home with, like fossils that like had to stay in situ and stuff like that. Go take a picture of it with a handheld microscope. How cool
Yep.
is that? And it goes straight to your phone. And so there's a lot of these variations. And so starting at like $40 and going up from there, you can go ahead and have your imagination wildly fulfilled.
I see Rufo's still there. Chris, did you see that this is a rock that you sent me? If you're still there and talking. If not, this is a rock that you sent me.
I think he is. He was back there.
Yeah, I saw a comment come up, but I know you said he was
2 minutes ago. He's
Yeah.
here.
he was in and out making food.
So, Ken, what is the name of the app that we need to be leery again, please, so that everybody can screenshot this and not do that?
I typed it in. It's Microscope Measure. It's when you buy any of these, they give you the link. Go to www.virusmycomputer.com. But they give you the link to go down and download it. And the one that I got to work came from the maker from Aidenstar off of their link, not the Link Micro link. Aidenstar is another name brand of them. They're all the same company, and it's not even a company. It's the Chinese government. They just divided into different platforms to make it easier to deal with how the West does business.
Right.
But they're all on the same. They've got the same two bases, the same two mounts, the same two screen setups. It's just a matter of slightly different options and a different name in front of them. They're all exactly the same, pretty much.
Thank you for clarifying that, both in the chat and then also for everybody who's listening and maybe not looking at the chat. And then yes, at Amscope you can buy a few of the digitals. Not like, I think that they have actually some versions of digitals that are very, very much like Ken's. And then, and you're getting, like, if you're buying from a dealer like that, then you're going to get a reputable product that if you had any problems with it whatsoever, then they're your mediator. Like they would go ahead and help you out with it. And then, up from there, if you want to get like more of a traditional microscope, they have lab microscopes and even boom microscopes that are like at student grade that start like pretty low, and then you can go ahead and pay as much as you ever want to.
Ooh, yeah.
And so it's easy to keep on upgrading, like, oh, I need more megapixels on my camera, or like an extra lens, and but like a lot of these things also are modular, and so you can get into the base and then add kind of like a the old style of body of a camera. Like you buy that and then you add your lenses from there. And so anyways, there's a lot of ways to get into this. And, neither of us are sponsored by anyone. We're into
Nope.
like how fantastic this is and how you might be into it. And so, it's just suggestions and guidance from friends.
Yeah. This one is they come two modes, 1 lens and 3 lens. This is one of the 3 lens ones. The single lens one, just you change your magnification by lifting and lowering the whole thing. This one you do the same thing, but it does have 3 different ones. One of the 3 is for slides. Its focal range is, I think, 4 to 9 millimeters. So if anybody out there can do the thing, that's less than 1/8 of an inch.
So there's a difference between the standard. Yeah, the standard microscopes, you have either a light stage or a dark stage, and that's why I was kind of making a joke about like the dark. And so if you are getting a microscope that can do slides, even if it's like one of these fabulous digital ones, then you might have a light stage and a dark stage and can look at slides and that sort of thing. Thin sections, if you want to make those or anything like that. And so the potential is so cool with all that we're doing here. And so what are we looking at here, man?
Oh, you threw it up. All right. Let me get this. Is all right.
I threw it right up.
You threw it right up. All right. Oh, I was like, this is a little piece of love exciting jasper. I actually sent you 2 pieces of this in the tumbled stuff.
Oh yeah. And it's good.
It
It's
is. And
real
this is
good.
the one that I found something cool in that I hadn't even noticed after like 6 times. It'll take me a second to find it again, I'm sure. Boom, there we go. So, yeah. Oh, there it is right there off screen. So I can just come right
Kenny
back to
is
it.
saying that we need a rock co-op where we can all buy and borrow one scope. I know, we need a library where everybody can check stuff out, right?
That
How
would be
much fun
cool.
would that
Lending
be?
library.
Yeah, totally. We should figure something like that out. I mean, obviously with some instruments, like microscopes don't love being like shipped around much. You know, you come with copious amounts of
Mhm.
styrofoam and things like that. But we should figure out how to share, I think.
The 4 different models of microscope that I got, all of them, excellent packaging. The packaging is just astounding what they put them into protect. Even these little cheap ones, they came very, very well protected. I was impressed with that.
Uh-huh. And this is actually a good point here too. And welcome in, Willow. So good to see you. My computer would keel over if I tried to plug in a microscope. That is another really good point. You know, when my computer was totally full and getting to capacity and I needed to get the portable hard drive going stat, yeah, everything was going jinky. And to tell you the truth, everything is still kind of a little jinky. Like I said, I couldn't connect to my microscope tonight. And I just have a feeling that I did something weird and I need to reboot my computer and make sure everything's connected right. But yeah, there's that. So go ahead, Ken.
Oh, cool. We're just talking. I got nothing.
What, me?
Me, yeah. This is the one I had said. Remember, I looked at it like 6 times and then found something totally new and cool yesterday. I even mentioned to you, I found something so cool. I can't wait to show you. And then I wouldn't show you. This is it.
Yeah, I remember that a little,
A
a
little bit.
lot.
I'm going to actually zoom. Go ahead and throw up the microscope view because that's just the still off my computer.
Gotcha. And so we're gonna do this and wait for it. Wait for it. Keep on
No,
breathing heavy.
poop,
No.
no poop, poop.
Yeah. One of these days, I'm gonna get it. It's gonna be so smooth that Hollywood is gonna come looking for me.
Oh yeah, J.J. Abrams is going to be like, I need you to blow stuff up for me.
I need you in my movie. Just for the edits.
So cool. This one is just fun because it's brecciated. And Melissa, that's for you. I know you love your brecciation.
Who doesn't
I
love
know.
brecciations,
There's got
guys?
to be somebody
Come
out
on.
there. Everybody's got something they don't like. I don't like slices. Other people don't like other things. We're weird.
Oh, you mean you don't like slablets? How could you not like the little cute little slablets?
I've got a whole like psychoanalyzed thing of myself for what brought it to me that I don't like slices. I think it is as a kid, people would call towers crystals. I'm like, no, they're not crystals. And so that became this thing into artificially flat surfaces. They went from
Oh,
towers aren't crystals to boom, ba boom, ba boom. But I don't like flat rocks.
it's just not right. It's not right. But hey,
But I
but
do use them.
flat
I do
rocks
have
are
slices. I
good.
like them. I use
Mm.
slices for like bases to put a nice rock on. Allison, genius idea. I saw she's got one of those the wire racks like sunglasses, and she's using those to make shelves out of like the spinning wire racks with the slots
Ah.
where the arms come out of. She's putting those on the
Ooh.
arms and using those as shelves. Allison, you're a genius,
Yep, that
and
was
I know you
good.
can hear me. I know you can
Yeah,
hear me.
you're listening. Don't pretend you're not like listening. She's
Yeah,
blushing. She's blushing right
she
now.
is. She is.
But one of the things that's kind of funny about not liking the flat rocks is that they like show up so good on the microscope when they're
I
flat.
am learning a whole new appreciation
No!
for them now. As I go looking through my tumbles, like, okay, that one's got a flat surface. That one's flat. That'll be easy because curves are your enemy. So yeah, I'm having to change my way of thinking, saying, I
Curse
don't
you,
think I'd
world.
display them. I'm going to use them as bases, but for things to look at under a microscope, I can take them a little bit, I guess. They're not as bad as I thought.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, wait until
Uh,
you start looking at like fossils that are flattened out. It's pretty neat.
well, that's different.
See?
That's different. That's natural.
And
They
John
got
is
pushing.
saying, yeah, on Discord, Karen, there could be a subsection of users using a variety of different microscopes, etc., with examples, or in the least, the photo presenter should offer the scope info along with the pic.
I
You
like
know,
that.
yeah, in like photography forums, and John, I love it. Thank you so much for the suggestion. In photography forums, typically that's what you do, is that you tell everybody like, oh, this was the ISO, and this was the, all the little, like I did it with this lens, or it's straight out of the camera, like I didn't do any manipulation, blah blah blah. And so what would be cool is you guys, I am like, seriously, I don't know how many times over I'm going to say it in this podcast, but you guys are welcome to post up in the micro area of the Rockhound Roundtable, and yeah, just say like, I use this 10x on my camera, because hey, 10x is actually one of the magnifications that I can dial in on my microscope, and so too can Ken. And so that counts. And so if even if you took it through a loop, you know.
Yeah. Actually, on these cameras, there's no good X that you can judge in. The lens I'm using now, they listed, I think it's 480x, but that's the base. The closer you get, the more it's zooming in on you. So that's the furthest point away is 480, or the closest it gets to it is 480. I think probably the closest I get is 480. The closer I get, that's the big it goes. But I can't actually set in numbers. I want to go to 20x. I want to go to 40x on this. It's just zoom and go.
Yeah, I actually don't have most if your zoom microscope does not have a fixed lens, it will not tell you what magnification you're at, because
Yep.
your lenses are going to dictate that, right? And so
Yep.
mine doesn't tell me either, because I can put whatever Bernal lens I want to on my microscope. And so you kind of have to do either the math dependent on how in the zoom you are. Like I do have little like lines on my fine tune, so that I can tell like, okay, I'm like, for whatever lens I'm on, I'm like this far along or this far along. But also you can get calibrating tools where you just lay that down on your specimen, and it will, like, if you're zoomed in this much, you can go like, oh, that's the measurement, this is how zoomed in I am. Does that make sense? And so it's like simple math.
Yay.
And there we go. And so
There we go.
on
All
with
right,
the show.
techie talk is done. All right. This one was cool. I'm actually going to go up a little bit further away from what I want to find. I think I figured out what's going on, but I love all these little green mossy island things. They're just so cool. And you can see, where's my little pointy stabby thingamajig? Right there in front of my face where I left it. Wow, I'm good. I can't believe I got that on the first try. That little one right there wearing away. And I think that's what's going on right here, where I first noticed for the other time today, or yesterday. With those green dotties right there. Let's just zoom right in on them.
Yeah, and actually, somebody wanted to zoom in on the earthquake zone looking stuff also, and I would imagine that earthquake
We
zone
can do
means
that.
fault lines, and
Yep.
we're going into the lily pads on the fault line.
Look at those little green dots. Those things are so cool.
That
I
is
think it's
so
some of those
neat.
little moss bubbles that kind of wore away, and they might have been in layers.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I'm going through, and just in that one little crack, I find these little green Fruit Loops.
Yeah, yeah. So what are those little orbiculars? I mean, some sort
Yeah,
of mineral that was presenting, this incredibly bright green activity, given whatever the heat and the gases and the chemicals were, it was mingling with. That's so cool.
yep. Yeah, I'm wondering, is that a completely different mineral? Is that like a micro mineral, like those barite crystals, or is this just the green jasper that was kind of body and wore away a little bit, and so it just formed in layers and like an onion and just is leaving that ring? I have no idea, but it's so cool.
I know. These are the things that like keep you sleuthing for hours.
Yeah,
Like how
that was
many
going to take some
occurrences?
research.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, going through your piece, is it fairly common throughout the piece? Like,
I've just found it in that one little spot. Now I haven't looked at the
oh,
other sides of it really because I start getting into weird ways to get it to lay flat so I can get a good view on it because it is a little bit pointy. It's kind of like a
round, not
no, it's
flat, Ken.
more like
But
wedges, more like a wedge. It's
okay.
a tumbled rock. Of course, it's going to be round.
Yeah. I'm just funning.
Jeez, jeez.
I know. I'm working it. I'm
You
working the
are,
flat
man.
stone thing.
Good Lord.
And Wild Heart says cut it.
Oh no.
No. Flat stones for Ken. All of your round stones need to become flat now.
I hate you all.
Some sort of poetic justice in
Whoever said
Ken's
that doesn't get
life.
to look at green dots anymore.
Aw, oh
There
no,
you go. Nothing but
we're
orange. It's all
punished.
your
Yeah,
fault.
we're getting punished for our maleficence.
Oh,
That's great.
boom. Yeah, the thing I like about this setup with this dual boom is that little 2-inch knob that you can raise and lower. I use that as a micro focus. Most of them, the focus, well, even if the focus is just turning the barrel, with the one that has the boom that raises and lowers a little bit, that gives you some micro focus. That's a really nice feature and why I really like this setup over just the straight barrel without the raising and extending boom.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome that you can fine tune it.
Yep.
Because yeah, like even just being able to when you do have a little topography like you're talking about, being able to kind of go over that hump and into that little valley is really nice to be able to do without like trying to reset everything.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that, and as with anything like these, there's that little bit of lag when you're twisting to adjust and all it doesn't take, then all of a sudden you've gone further than you wanted to.
oh yeah.
So this is just makes that not a problem. Yeah, it's going to lag and I won't get it perfect, but I can fine tune, which is a really, really nice one. I see that, Jenny. I thought Wavelite too, but I'm going to go with no on that because this doesn't have the rays. It's more like a little smooth blueberry thing, but I thought of that too.
Nice. And one of the things that we're seeing down at the bottom middle that I think is pretty interesting is that
Those lines.
flamey, yeah, yeah, because I loves me like fortifications or anything that's like showing some kind of like a variation in the mineral valence. I flipping love that. And so that I believe now we see what Karen sees when she's looking out without her glasses on.
Yeah, right.
That's what I see instead of the beach and the servers. Like I need to put my glasses
Oh, I
on.
got too close to that lens. That's never happened before. There we go.
Well, that's what we're all here for. So we're going to find out all the things that we've never done before and do them right now. Yeah, look at those. Like kind of like the different layers of that orange lasagna that you can see the cross section of. That's pretty neat. What is going on there?
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I think it's just the jasper that was there formed in layers, and when it brecciated, it kind of kicked over at an angle a little bit, and some of those layers sort of peeled apart, so you can see them stacked up there, almost like a sedimentary rock.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and really that's probably what it's representing is, that maybe this bad boy was setting up in a hot spring situation where, a chemical rich and mineral rich little coating was being made on the rock over and over and over again, kind of like a geyser going off, like boosh, and here you go, here's some red, boosh, here you go, here's some yellow, boosh, here's again like another color. And you're just getting these lines and lines and lines stacked up on top of each other, the everlasting gobstopper style.
Yep.
And
And
that's
there's a
so
slow
cool.
leak where a little bit of fluid comes down and
Yeah.
sits and dries up, and then another little leak happens from up above, and down it comes. Yeah,
That burnt
fun, fun,
cheese
fun.
look.
Burnt cheese look.
Yeah,
Okay, I want
totally.
to.
Well, it's yeah, the lasagna. Who's hungry for dinner? Who didn't
Or
eat
wants to
dinner
watch
before the
Garfield.
live stream? Who had
Okay,
cheese
so
and
I'm
crackers instead?
there. Good, 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 good. The problem with having something so zoomed in is you want to find a spot and you're looking at a field of view 2 millimeters across. Getting to
Right.
where
And
you
plus,
want to
like
be
every
is a
little
little
move that your finger makes, like
there.
adjust it too much.
Yeah. Well, just finding where you want to go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, honestly, I was just saying geysers, like who has been to Yellowstone Park and or has seen those aerial views? Like that looks exactly like looking down on those pools there.
Yeah. Yep.
Microcosm to the macrocosm. That's like so what it is. And look at those gloopy, if you've been to the paint pots where the different colored
Oh,
minerals are
yeah.
blooping, like that's what
Hadn't
those
thought of that.
bubbles look like, the paint pots.
Yep. They're almost like little tiny stalagmites that formed, maybe. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
I love it. They're broken bots, it looks
They
like,
are. Yep. They just got kind of go. What's that dome in? Oh, Jesus, in Liberia? No, that's too far. So one of the northern African countries, there's that big dome that looks like a bullseye from space of all the concentric rings
Yeah, yeah,
that they.
yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that.
Yep, macrocosm to the microcosm for sure.
As above, so below.
Indeed.
But
And
cool. Oh, look at that! I hadn't noticed that. But look at those little hairy
Chubby
things right there.
Hubby and Mr. Turtle Montana are both in the house. Welcome. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming.
Mr. Turtle Montana, we showed you a rock picture a little while ago that I asked you to borrow.
You landed a little late, but we all enjoyed it so much. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. It was the stuff that looks like the like fruitcake for holiday, like some kind of cross section of a pudding stone or something like that.
There, that's as close as I can get into it with this
Oh,
lens. It's
that's
just pretty much.
gorgeous.
What
Look
are
at the
those little?
striated little guys.
That's why I'm there. I just barely noticed it. Look at those. See, this is the thing, the point that'll make me bleed if I touch it. Look at those little hairs.
And yet it's like this gigantic,
Flat
like,
thing, yeah.
that you can't hardly hold still because it's so small.
Yeah.
And so
There it
let's
is.
see, we've got this here. Did you know that fortification banding is also called perimeter banding? Yep. That totally like that stands to reason big time. And here's a great question that I always invite. And so I'm going to go ahead and ask you, Ken. But hey, is it okay to take a
Of
screenshot?
course.
I'm always like, here, do you want me to take the, I have a like an exposure box on my camera. And I always like, I'm sorry, let me get rid of the exposure box so y'all can take a screenshot. Absolutely, by all means. And so I'm going to get rid of that so that y'all can. And I would
Absolutely,
make
you
that
can.
full screen, but for some reason, it's not really wanting to do that. Yeah, that was like that. That's the full screen, guys. So sorry about that. I will work
Well,
on in the future. Nope, that's the other way to do full screen, and that's not doing it either. I will create, because StreamYard lets me create some different varieties of things, and I'll manipulate it until it hurts my brain, or I make it a full screen so that you guys can get better screenshots.
the other thing you can do is, Allison, I know you'll be the first one to do it. If one of the mods wants to throw up a link to Discord, is I'm going to do a massive photo dump.
Do it.
And you can download any photo that goes up onto Discord. You can just click it and download it and click it and download it. I wish I could take a picture with this right now. One of the downsides with all these cameras from the Amazon section is once you've plugged into the computer, you can't do anything function-wise with that microscope. I could just sit here and use my handy little remote control and go click and take a picture if it wasn't hooked up to my computer, because there's a micro SD card in there. But once it's hooked up to the computer, all that, and it's got zoom buttons where I could zoom in even close and go up to 3x time on this image right here. Can't do any of it when you're plugged into the computer, but you can when it's just plugged into an HDMI to your television.
James, I don't know if I said hello to you. Welcome in. William is also here, Mr. Dub. Thank you guys for coming. And also, it looks like Lesby Rocking did get here as well. So thank you guys for joining us. We're looking at like absolutely delicious things that are making me hungry underneath the microscope tonight.
To both the Opal guy and Rocky Mountain Bear, yes, you can take screenshots from your photo app, like I've got it on camera, but the camera on this one, which is one of the smaller ones, is 20 megapixel. You're limited to whatever your computer camera is going to take it on. So with mine, if I take a screenshot, I get a 2.1 megapixel shot instead of the 20 megapixel if I'd have taken it with the microscope. So I do have some that I've taken screenshots with my computer. It's just not nearly as good a picture.
That's a
yes, that does work.
Great point. And so, yeah, you definitely want to get the most fidelity possible. Melissa, Allison, and John, thank you so much for popping up the Discord. And so you guys can go ahead and use that link if you want to go over there to check out these pictures. Not right now, but after we're done, yeah, Ken is going to go ahead and do us like the most gratuitous photo dump ever. And we'll all be like just drunk on microscopy.
I don't think
you never thought you'd be able to say that, right?
First, but there'll be quite a bit. And I'm going to put something up there right now. I'm going to put up, where is it? That I had one take to get it right, and I nailed it.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. I was pretty impressed with that.
So there it is. It's uploading right now. Okay. There's a 10-second video clip where I had one shot to get it right, and boy, did I nail it. I reached out to grab the thing. I'm like, you know what would be really cool?
And it was like, had to go ahead.
I had to practice. Okay, hit start and grab to get that timed out right. And then, okay, that's how long it takes. And doop, 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 and here we go. You'll see what I mean when you go and look at it.
It's so like satisfying, you know? It's like
so on so many levels.
That's great.
So yeah, that's up in Discord and the Microscope jams. I just put up a little 10-second video. You'll get it when you see it.
Nice. And Chubby Heavy is asking, would that be a microbus? Yeah, like if we're getting drunk on our microscopic views of things, absolutely, for sure.
For sure.
And you're welcome, William. I really appreciate the feedback about the sunstone. And so those of you that are members, I have a short video up on the membership side, and then for the intro, I included some of that video. I'll be doing something a little bit longer once I'm done filling my portable hard drive and start generating full length videos again. And I think that this time that Kyle is taking a break is a great time for us to sort of fill the as Melissa put it, the Kyle sized void in our weekend. We can fill it with the videos and the microscopy that you guys all show us at Discord and everybody's live streams and stuff like that. So we're gonna go ahead and give it the college try.
Good point there, Joseph Case. I think it's actually 4,869, but I could just be double counting to a couple of them.
All the different mineral species.
So much. I'm so glad I panned onto that little hairy spot. I'm gonna have to remember where that is and take a picture of it.
Yeah, we need to know what that hairy spot is, for sure.
And when I do, I'll have it just as this. I'll be able to zoom in a lot closer with all my options and get a much better zoom on that.
Ooh, that'll be smoking good. Yeah. And what did I just say? Oh, Stu Stansky, welcome from Coos Bay. Yay. We love Coos Bay. So welcome in. So glad that we've got more Oregon up here in the house. Love it. And Was that Barry White in the background while you lovingly removed the cover?
Yes, it was.
That's so great.
Yeah,
Should
sound on when you watch that video. Sound on.
should I be putting the next thing in,
I
sir?
was just getting ready to change out, but I want to ask her how much I can do this forever. How much longer do you want to go? Because I've got
Is
20 things sitting
Rufo
right here.
here? Okay, so let's see. It's okay. I can go. Oh, well, first of all, here's Rufo saying this. It's okay. I can go live if someone wants cabs I made. I may not be as entertaining as Kyle, though. Well, Rufo, we always enjoy your live streams very, very much. I can speak for the whole community somewhat as far as that's concerned. We love you. And so, yeah, definitely do some lives over the weekend. We've got a few weekends to cover that Kyle won't be going live. And so for sure. But also, Rufo, what time? I mean, we could go maybe up until 8, Ken. We
Yeah,
could
sure.
show a few more things, and then Rufo can schedule and then pop up his premiere, and we can all meet over there if everybody is amenable to such a thing. And we're all cool. I would agree with that, Joseph. And Rufo says the video is up and set for 8. Ooh, I love it. We all
Okay.
did a bit of mind reading.
Remember, I'm going to need about 1 minute for something because I don't want to go longer for a minute on it. Because you'll see
Okay,
why.
so approximately 7:55. We should probably do that. We'll say our goodbyes, and then I'll run the
Yep.
end credits.
So we got about 15 minutes. Beautiful.
Yes.
All right. This
So
one.
hunker down, everyone.
Yeah.
If you didn't get enough resources like food and water, you might want to make sure you have those for the next 15 minutes.
Go ahead and throw up the present screen. I'm going to go to it there. I've got it up now.
Whoa, what?
There it is. I have no idea what this is. None at all. This came. No, go to the full shot.
Oh,
if you
the other
can.
one. The
yeah.
other one.
And then we'll do the microscope view.
Okay, get out of there.
There. There's not much more to it. This came out of my basket sifting for shark teeth. This came out of the Gulf of Mexico. I have no idea what I'm looking at. And it's tiny. It's 5/8 of an inch across, maybe. Am I looking at fossilized grass? I don't know what this is. I have no idea. I mean, that's definitely a grass pattern in the middle.
So
I have two thoughts on what it could be. Number one is just some grass got fossilized somehow. It got trapped in some sediments. That's what's left behind. Second is pottery shard.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is that there seems to be what looks like a trace fossil going on to me, more so than necessarily somebody having created those like reticulation for a vessel. And so because we need to get closer.
If you want to go to the scope view, I just wanted to show the whole thing first.
I need the other view now.
So and I'm not super close in yet. I'll zoom in a little bit further. But I just wanted to get
there we go.
Hair out of focus. Let me see if I can get that a little bit better. There we
go. And I would love to hear everybody else's, go ahead and chime in because we have things that are articulated. And I do see somebody who's guessing perhaps we've got bamboo, we've got squid, we have clearly Bigfoot finger segments, and
micro Bigfoots.
We've got a vote for particular or potentially kyanite. We have blue Twizzler chunks. And does that mean like the kind that you blow when you blow chunks, or blue the color? And then we have so sassy. Because we can always count on Bear for that. But I'm trying to remember the name of one of those segmented grasses that we're talking about. I actually did a video of fossils that had those in it. That
Sedge?
it wasn't a sedge. It was kind of like a horsetail. And they are, they do these segments, and the parts that are the hairs that come off the horsetail don't often get fossilized along with. And so you got something a little bit more like this. And so it's interesting because you're seeing how the sandstone that is the matrix behind it is suppressed by whatever it is.
Yep.
And so it's like we have almost a concretion, something that off-gassed or whatever off of a fossil that was making its trace be there. But I'm just sleuthing off the top of my head, and
Yeah,
I love fossils.
that's my first thought too. Is that it's some sort of the grass got trapped, another mineral came in, and then exactly that. All the other stuff just kind of came in and sat around it, and there it is. But what really confuses me with it, back to you can actually see the channels running up and down the middle of them
That's what I
too.
thought I saw. I
Yeah,
thought I
there's
saw the
channels.
ridges.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
see the channels running up and down, and there's actually super fine lines. But I'll see if
Yeah.
I can get a little bit closer and make out. I can get closer than that.
Green beans. It's just clearly green beans, you guys. I'm so hungry.
You can make out,
Yeah.
especially up
Yeah.
towards there. You see fine white lines next to that bigger dark one, and you can start making them out, long parallel lines that run up and down the whole thing too.
Indeed.
But what puzzles me is some of that fine material in between it is really sharp and broken, and other is really rounded. And some of
Yeah.
it, obviously, it's like a little quartz pebble. It's just going to look like, but it almost looks more melted to me. So I don't know. The melted is probably just figment of my imagination. Where is that?
And we don't know what might have happened during the course of when that got there. Those might not have been segmented and might have broken apart
Oh yeah,
with the rock, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. The breaks across. Though that just natural geologic progression. It's been in the ground forever. It broke apart.
Like kind of like brecciation. And
Yeah,
so
exactly.
there's really it's hard to having not been there, but there would be some things that, taking a nice close slow look, and possibly, I always find value when I go to the resources that are around here, when I've got fossils from here and I can go lay my eyes on other fossils that were from here, or talk to some of the scientists that are working on them. We can kind of come to, oh, well, yeah, I've seen something similar, and this is the experience with that. And so I think that between the microscopy and then talking to some of your local scholastic resources, if there's like a college that, they might be able to look at it. You could send them pictures. You don't necessarily have to be on the, boots on the ground with them,
Yeah, I think there's a
and
club that meets at
still,
the library here.
yeah, still have them be able to kind of take a look. And a lot of times, oh, well, we have like a botanist that's a specialist, and they could look at it, and it like, it can kind of funnel into getting the eyes on it that need to look at it. And Tiger Eye thinks that they're tarantula legs.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Would that not be?
Fossilized spider legs.
I
That would
would
be
love that
so
so
cool.
much.
Oh, that'd
Yeah.
be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yes.
That would be so cool.
I agree.
All right. So what time we
And
got?
so Rocky is also, there looks to be an indent on the midline of each
Yep.
one, like you just pointed out. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. There's that ridge that
Yeah.
runs right, or valley that runs right up and down the middle there,
Hmm. So,
and you can
and that
actually
would
see.
be something that would be projecting, because it's a valley in its trace fossil, right? And
Yep.
so it would actually be a higher ridge on the the outside of whatever thing this thing was. I love this so much. This is
Yeah.
why I love fossils, because I love mysteries and crazy things like this that you can
Actually, that
find.
left-hand one, it
And
comes.
mud just pretty much encapsulated what I just said. Whatever it is, it's freaking cool.
It is. It's really freaking cool. All right, we got time for at least one more rock
Oh, please bring it.
before we do that thing. I think I'm going to do the one I sent you the picture of last night because that was just so much fun.
Good.
So let me pull up the slide picture of it.
You remembered the magic word. It's like, Pee-wee's Playhouse. A siphuncle. Wah! We love the siphuncularity. Thank you, Jenny.
That's the best
Siphuncles
word
are
ever.
fun. It's the fun Siphuncle Club. It's just fun to say.
It really does sound like something Jim Henson would have created.
Right? We need the Muppet that's the Siphuncle. The Siphunk Muppet. It's just even too hard to say. But yeah. Thank you, Jenny.
All right.
Okay,
We're
do we
good. If
have
you want
it?
to throw up the slideshow one first, the picture, the present.
Indeed.
Boom.
Boom, baby.
This is a piece of red Indonesian palm root. It's so cool. It's so pretty. We like it so much. I want pounds and pounds and pounds of it.
Right. Like in my palm, that kind
Yeah.
of root. The one that
Yeah.
wants to be in my possession.
All right. Let's do that scope thing in 3,
Okay.
2, 1. Boom, baby. Oh, I was so close. You left me hanging. Oh, foop. There we go.
It just doesn't give me this option of like doing everything so cleanly, unless I just brought both of us up and then I made that bigger. I think I could do that, but I'll hone this in like on Ken appearance number like 201. We might.
This is my 5th appearance on a Karen Live, by the way.
You are the guestiest guest of all guests.
I am. I wasn't sure if Allison was going to beat me to number 5 or not.
Ooh.
But I think she's on 4 and I'm on 5 now.
Wow.
I don't know, but this is in one way, shape, or form, my 5th time on. I feel like I should have gotten like a special jacket.
I know, right? Like it's like what's that golf tournament where you get a jacket?
The Stanley Cup?
The Masters or something, like the Stanley Cup.
It's cold. They wear coats. They stick trying to get it in the hole.
Like you just like what is that? Happy Gilmore? Like you just like amalgamated like a hockey and golf. That's okay.
Oh. Yep. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. That Opal guy. This has great resolution. This is just a little, $100 microscope. These things are fantastic.
It really is.
All right. Let's look at this though. Oh my gosh, I love this. And that's just one little root tube. Look at all those little spots up in there, and then the fortifications are. Oh my gosh, this thing just has so much cool stuff going on inside of it.
Can you guys hear my dogs?
I was about to say, do you have intruders on the perimeter?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I think Steve just came back from surfing as the intruder on the perimeter. Protozoa. Okay. Yeah, not a jacket, a lab coat. Yeah, right? And Spot says it, but I think that it was Rocky that said it first, was that we needed lab coats bad. When we do the MicroZone, I think we need to show up in lab coats, dude.
Oh, that would be cool.
I think we do. That's a thing.
There we go. Plowy. Look at that.
And next time, I want to show you some turritella. Nice. That is in your video tonight. Very cool. Rufo, tons of tiny life inside the shells. Yeah, I'll bet you there's look at, dude has some turritella. Darn. Yeah, there's usually, go ahead.
I brought that because it was good and flat on one side. The great thing about this microscope is that circular mast compared to the D1 with the ratchets. I can actually spin the camera around 180 degrees and then extend it out, so I can actually don't have to just be limited to the platform. But it's on a little tiny platform, so I bought a big rock to set on top of it in case I did decide to do that, so it wouldn't just go gravity.
Nice. Yeah, root tube does sound like a naughty Australian term, dude.
Root tube.
Thank you, Melissa. And yeah, this does look like a little somebody said protozoa, it looks like a paramecium or something like that. This is fabulous. Like it
I
looks
like I
so
like the
cool.
lab coats.
We still need the lab coats, yeah.
We'll see if we can get the slow-mo guys to donate some to us. You know, we're
Yeah,
big
come
enough. We
on.
can compete with them.
We're big.
15 million.
We're big, baby.
That's right. 15 million viewer
Hey, we got
subscribers
46
compared to,
people watching right now.
hey, you know,
Hey,
they get
not
that many
bad.
likes in the first half a second of their first video.
I know, right?
Those guys are
We
great,
love
though.
every single one of you 46 people. Mwah.
We
Thank you
do.
so much for watching. You guys rock.
And remember to hit the like button. I just realized I may not have done that yet.
Turncoat, you're on the show and you didn't hit the like?
I'm slacking.
Come on.
I did.
know,
I
right?
did. I can take a screenshot and prove it. I did.
Okay.
At a time when only 10 people had, so I don't know how many people actually have or not, or have now or not. All right. Back to the pretty rock.
Yeah,
Time's a ticking. We got
alas,
actually
we digress.
we're at the 10:55 mark.
Okay, so did you want
Or
to
7:55.
show anything else? Yeah, we need to like quickly
Okay,
zoom through this like beautiful
let's
burst
get out
of
of here real quick.
insanity.
Let me pan back, give a good little zoom of that area because it's fun. And then you're going to have to take me off screen because I'm going to go totally black for a second. There we go.
Okay. Woo, that is beautiful.
So
and
cool.
Ken's gonna disappear. You want me off, or you want you off?
Well, I got to turn out the lights for this, so I'm going to be a black screen. But before I go, check out all of those little subroots in there, all those little ovals inside the oval. Inside that great big one. This stuff is this is one I can spend hours on. And I'll come on again sometime maybe, and we will spend hours on it.
Hey Travis, good to see you. Thank you for coming. And Bob's Rocks is like, and only 35 likes. Come on, people. And Rocky Mountain Bear, I've been telling you for months, lab coats would take this to a whole new level. And Mr. Turtle, Mr. Turtle Montana buys us lab coats. Yes, yes. That's what we're using the money for. Thank you, man.
Where's your bell, Karen?
Okay. I thought you were doing it. Okay, do I black you out now?
No. Okay, yeah, go ahead and black me out. I'm going to turn out some lights.
Okay. What do clouds wear under their shorts? Thunder pants. That needed to happen. All right, so we're going to do that. Thank you so much, Mr. Turtle Montana, for your kind and loving support. We are going to make sure, Mr. Rocky, that we get our lab coats. We have our marching orders now, so obviously we need to do that. And let's see, I can take that down. while the wizard works behind the curtain. And so thank you again, Mr. Turtle Montana, for that. Everybody, we are going to meet over at Rufo's opening, which is coming up here at the very end of this show. He's going to be starting that up. Melissa, thank you so much for putting the link in the chat. And so if you guys want to go check that out, check it out. If you are doing this in real time, Rufo will get started as soon as we are done. And love the yellows and orange. It is both of these pieces, the bumblebee, and it was that palm. Doug, welcome in. Thank you so much. That petrified palm is just absolutely gorgeous. And it looks like good night, Joseph. Thank you so much for your hanging out. We appreciate all y'all, and we don't want to run too long into Rufo's premiere, and so I'm going to thank all y'all right now. We're going to look at what Ken's got going on in the dark, and then we are going to roll the credits. And then we'll go over to Rufotris's Rooted Rockhound, Rufotris Rooted Rockhound's premiere. Oh my goodness, hard to say, over there on his channel. And oh, thank you so much for the lab coat fund. Thank you. Thank you, Rocky. Okay, it's on like Donkey Kong. I guess I absolutely have to. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Chris Steinkerns, to you and yours, and all of the wonderful things that are going on this weekend. Definitely look at, of course, Theo's video that's going to drop. Ken, just go ahead and wave in the camera when when you're ready. And we've got Rufo. I'll go live with the continuation on polishing that stone that we're doing in real time together out on the deck. Hopefully the weather will get a little bit better so that we can see the view instead of the big fog. I believe some other people are going to be going live this weekend as well. This is so cool. And so, of course, I need to ring the bell for Rocky Mountain Bear. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. You're the best. Cheers. Oh my gosh. Don't put the bell down, Karen. And we have this one. Thank you so much. Mr. Turtle Montana, I'll throw down for some lab coats. I love it. Thank you. All right. And Ken is ready. I really appreciate you about the lab coat thing and everything. You're awesome. And so I'm going to go ahead and do this and bring you back on. And which...
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead and get that microscope screen back up there.
Okay. I think this is it.
It's going to be all black. There it is. Go ahead and throw it up as full as you can.
Right. Do the thing that you can't do ever when you're asked to do it.
Poof.
Yeah.
Poof. Poof. All right. I'm going to try to figure out a way, and I want to get more of these, obviously. I've got a couple that also work, to do this where I don't have to do it manually. I'm going to film like an hour at a time, and I'm going to make a channel doing nothing but this. I feel like we should have 2001 space music coming on. Dun 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 dun. Oh, I hit it. Oh, I hit it.
Nope, that's not it either. That's terrible. Wait, how about... That's better.
Sorry, I got the platform sticking out and I bumped it. Isn't that fun?
That is delicious. Unicorn Lagoons. You know it. Opalicious, guys. Fantastic.
So yeah.
Woo! All right, so Blob and hold on. Good Lord. I just popped our bubble there.
I don't even know if I can get it up on screen or not. That is that dinky little opal right there.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, it's not even going to focus. But yeah, that's how big it is. That's like a millimeter and change.
You gave it the love that it deserved.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ken.
Yeah, if I can get, I need to figure out a better way so the light isn't glaring on it, and so I don't have to do that for an hour. But if I can find some sort of little modulation thing that'll do that, I will film it for an hour on this and just make a channel doing nothing but opal fire shows.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm saying I also want to get one of those endoscope cams and stick it in, Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry.
And stick it in my kaleidoscope, and I can take an old tumbler or
Oh,
something like
that's such a
that
good
and
idea.
build it so it automatically speeds, build a thing to automatically rotate the kaleidoscope and just put the endoscope camera in and film that for an hour and put it up.
Or just have a live stream that goes on indefinitely.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know if I want to run an extra power supply and listen to that all day long.
Endoscope, kaleidoscope cam.
Yeah.
That is so great. Endo, kaleidoscope.
BYOL.
Only you thought of that. You know what? Thank you, Ken. It is always such an amazing pleasure to have you on the show. I really, really appreciate you joining me for this. It was so good.
I had a blast. We could have gone forever. I've got so many more rocks. I've got
Well,
piles of stuff. If you're up for it, I'll do it again.
I was gonna say, like, would you come back and do it again?
Yes. Let me think
Okay.
about it.
We'll
Yeah.
we'll do more microzone with Ken. This is always so much fun. Boop,
Lisa's
boop.
telling us we got to go.
Yep, we do. That Chris's live is going on, so we're gonna run the credits again. Thank you, Ken, and
Thank
Ken,
you.
and Steinkerns to all of you, to you and yours, and everybody, and cheers to you over there. And appreciate you for coming. We're gonna run these credits and go over to Chris's. Cheers
Oh, and
again.
Tiger Eye
Tiger
coming in at
Eye.
the end.
Yep. Big bong. Gong gong gong. Gong 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 gong. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, and we love you. Cheers until the next time. Alive, everybody. Are you here? Am I here? And we can't hear me. Let's start over again. Are you here? Am I here? alive, everybody.